Welcome to another video lesson under Purposive Communication, a general subject under tertiary level of education. So once again, this is Miss Vladimir Marie Kabutoten, the one who's going to facilitate for today's discussion. So the title of the topic that we're going to talk about today is the impact of globalization, a challenge to communication. And of course, we're going to look at the topics that we're going to discuss under that main topic. So we have the first one, issue on the imbalance on global communication. Though this will be a brief one because almost all of the concepts concerned here will be talked about on the next chapter of this purposive communication subject. Next one is the power of ICT. We have three. And then next, social media and its applications, of course, on how it is related to purposive communication, functions of social media, and the proper uses of social media. So let's get started. Let's have the first one, the issue on the balance global communication. Okay, so for this one, we're going to talk about how global communication is affected by different circumstances. Okay, so in global communication, there exists misunderstanding. It is because of the different cultures, diverse nationalities, and others, right? So we're going to talk more about that as we get to discover the multicultural setting of global communication. And that will be one of the topics in purposive communication. Another is social frustration. Okay, so what does the research say about social frustration? Okay, so it is saying that communication can raise expectations without always being able to provide immediate gratification. Inevitably, the unfulfilled aspirations for a better life or a better political or social system cause widespread social frustration. Okay, so yes, we get to know the diverse cultures, but on the end of a viewer who can't, let's say, reach those standards of other countries, okay, they get to be frustrated. So third world nations, therefore, are inclined to reject Western communication models and systems without considering how to modify them to suit their own needs. So, what shall be done here? A balance can be achieved not by excluding alien communication or by rigidly controlling the media through government censorship or ownership, but by judiciously applying the communication immunization theory. Okay, and we're going to dig more if we're going to tackle other topics pertaining to this one. Okay, so I think you know what I mean, that when it comes to imbalance global communication, there exists misunderstanding because, of course, the purpose of global communication is to understand diverse cultures, but sometimes there are really complicated things in which communication can't solve. Another is social frustration because global communication makes us reach or access different information, and those information pertain to the experiences of other nationalities, and sometimes we get to reflect their experiences from our experiences, and at the end we're going to say that I should have this one, I should have attended this one, I should have done that. Okay, so sometimes there is social frustration. Okay, so that's for the first topic. Next one is the power of ICT. And when we say ICT, it's information and communication technology. Now, how is it related to the impact of a globalization? Because of course, through ICT, we're going to have communication from the term itself, information and communication technology. So what are the three power? So we have the first one, the power to shape the future. So we're already talking about the years ahead of us. So in here, okay, what's the ICT doing? It's solving difficult global challenges and social issues through computing. So this is the time that we get to know what the real challenges are, and we get to see, we get to know maybe the numerical data of how many have these experiences, how many have these challenges, and then we're going to solve them, okay, through this ICT. So specifically, for the power to shape the future, we have the following. Demonstrate world-class technology leadership to step as far as possible into the future. So this is the time that when we speak, because we are already aware of what is happening around us, we get to become leaders, that we get to become motivated and initiate activities that would advance us into the future. Next, expand the provision of solutions designed to address priorities, okay? So, because we are already aware of the challenges, okay, we get to know our priorities, okay? And from those priorities, of course, okay, such as food, healthcare, education, and others, we must already be moving, okay? We must already have our movement on how to solve this challenges. Next one, achieve our environmental vision. Okay, so a low carbon, prosperous society. Okay, so of course, we are not just going to be advanced through the use of technology, but we're also going to take care of our environment, because this is where we live in. So when we say low carbon, this will be entailing a lot of recycling, in which we will not be using a lot of those harmful materials to our environment. We're going to take care of our environment. And how does purposive communication work? We could have different advocacies. We could join different movements, campaigns, okay? And that happens because of the power of ICT. Next one is the power to provide equal opportunities to all people. So how? ICT develops user-friendly terminals and interfaces along with frameworks for promoting ICT implementation in developing countries. So we get to let people access different platforms, okay? We get to let them discover how they could improve themselves through ICT. So develop terminals and devices targeting rapidly increasing internet users. So we mean to say here that we're not just going to let the experts do their job when it comes to this kind of scenario, but we're also going to give our suggestions, recommendations, our reviews, right? So we have the power to provide equal opportunities to all people to speak. So second one, execute businesses that provide opportunities on a global basis, okay? Because of course, we could already contact globally. So once we have thought of a business, okay, we're not just going to be confined on our local areas. We're going to discover internationally, okay, and that will provide us more opportunities. Next, conduct field surveys in developing countries and develop partnerships, okay? So our goal, okay, is of course to live others, all right? So we're not just going to be improving ourselves, but of course we're going to help others, all right? So that we could have a lot more people to benefit on this advancement of technology. Next one is the power to support safe and secure living. Ensure stable operation of social ICT infrastructure and cybersecurity. You know, we are social media users, okay? So we're fond of using social media. And most of the time, okay, especially in developing countries, we omit to see if we have cybersecurity, especially when it comes to our phones, laptops, or gadgets. Okay, but of course, through the power of ICT, information and communication technology, okay, there will be help to build a value creation platform, eyeing an era when virtually everything is connected to the internet. Okay, and then through this, we achieve stable operation of world-class ICT systems. And then, through this, the ICT could develop and strengthen cybersecurity solutions. So those are the power of ICT, and I hope that this ICT benefits us, and you are already aware that these benefits, okay, could be applicable to anyone, okay, so that we would equally access this anytime, anywhere. Okay, next topic would be the social media and its applications. Okay, so let's define what social media is. So the term social media refers to a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through virtual networks and communities. Another, social media is internet-based and gives users quick electronic communication of content such as personal information, documents, videos, and photos. Well, you are more aware of that. And social media may take the form of a variety of tech-enabled activities. These activities include photo sharing, blogging, social gaming, social networks, video sharing, business networks, virtual worlds, reviews, and much more. Okay, so I know that you're well acquainted with this functions of social media, but later on we're going to see the functions of social media based on researchers. Okay, so we have this ones first, some applications. Okay, so you look at that one. Okay, so do you have these applications? Okay, I just have three. Okay, so I'm not sure with you. Okay, so we have Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, WeChat, TikTok, QQ, Douyin, Sino, Weibo. Okay, all right. So for as long as it's social media and it serves its purpose, then that's good. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about a while ago. The purposes of social media. So we have the social media building blocks. Okay, proposed by the different researchers. Okay, they serve as a framework. Okay, that serve as the function. Okay, functions of social media. So we have 7. Okay, the first one is identity. Right. So this is the most basic functional block of social media. It represents the extent to which users reveal their identities in a social media setting. So it can include information like name, age, gender, profession, location, and also information that portrays users in certain ways. So we have the second one, conversations. These conversations happen for a variety of reasons, such as to meet like-minded people. You know, you look on people who have the same characteristics as yours. You get to meet them, to find love, to build their self-esteem, or to be newsbreakers on innovative ideas or trending topics. facilitate conversations among individuals and groups. Okay. So that's the use of a social media, of course. I think for me, this is the primary one, especially as future English teachers. Okay, it's very significant that we communicate with our students. Okay, especially in English. Okay. And then the third one, sharing. Social often implies an exchange between people, which in turn means sharing. Okay, so we're already sharing. Okay, once we get to have a conversation with others, once we're going to post something. Next is presence. So the presence block refers to the accessibility of which you can know where others are, virtually and or physically, through status updates or check-ins. This social media building block has benefited from the world's hyperconnectivity and bridged the gap between virtual and physical. So this is the function of the social media. You know, when you are at a distance and then you want to communicate to someone through video call, you could just instantly check on them. So you are virtually present at that time. Okay. And then number 5, okay, so we have relationships. So the relationships block is pretty straightforward. It represents a connection between more than one user through conversation, sharing information, meeting up, or just listing each other as a follower or friend. You know, nowadays, when you will be asked, how are you related to one another? Sometimes you're just going to say, FB friend or follower, okay? Or she follows me, some sort of things like that, you know. Even the relationships are becoming simpler, okay? But of course, it's very good if we're going to have a connection in which it would benefit the both of the users, okay, specifically in a certain kind of conversation. Okay, now we have the next one, number 6, reputation. Okay, so how is this social media function, okay, with regards to reputation? Reputation can have different meanings on social media platforms, but at its core, it's a sense of identifying the status of others and yourself in a social network. So you see that? But sometimes you build your reputation based on your followers. Okay, I hope that it will not be the case on you as future teachers, because as teachers, what important things should be focused on, especially in the field of teaching, is how you influence your students to become a better citizen of the country. Next is groups. Okay, so as your network becomes bigger with friends, followers, and contacts, it becomes necessary to sort your cronies into different groups. Okay, so this is exemplified in Twitter's list and Facebook's public, private, and secret groups. Okay, so through social media we get to have GCs as well, right? In which we could send messages that would just address the number of addressees. Okay, so those are some of the functions of social media. Okay, now we have the next topic. Okay, actually, for our next topic, okay, it's supposed to be the proper uses of social media. Okay, so it's just renamed with this one, okay, since it's very connected with each other. Okay, so we have the safety tips for social networking. Okay, so or on how to properly use social media. So we have the first one. It's to manage our privacy settings. Okay, so we must learn about and use the privacy and security settings on our social networking sites. They help us control who sees what you post and manage your online experience in a positive way. You'll find some information about Facebook privacy settings at the bottom. Okay, at the bottom of your phones, okay, or others, okay, where you can see them. All right, so it's very important that you take a look at your privacy settings. Who are seeing your page, okay, seeing your account, okay. All right, and if you want to be private, you could just do that, okay. So next one, remember, once posted, always posted. So we must protect our reputation on social networks, okay. So sometimes if we are angry, we tend to post something, so it's out of anger, okay. We must not do that, all right. We must control our emotions, just like when we are having our conversations, okay. This is the bad side of social media. It is because we have the phone. It's like once we have this kind of emotions, we tend to just post and post and post without even thinking, what will the viewers tell about what I just said. Though yes, of course, we live in a democratic country, okay. We are free, okay. We have this freedom. It's just that, of course, sometimes it's how people attack you based on what you post, okay. So what you post online stays online. Even if you're going to delete them, there will be at least one viewer, okay. So think twice before posting pictures you wouldn't want your parents or future employers to see, okay. So research found that 70% of job recruiters rejected candidates based on information they found online. Sometimes we are having, employers are having their background check, okay? And sometimes it's not just by asking the school in which they have graduated, okay? They just merely search on the internet. And sometimes when they see that, okay, it plays a significant percentage of their judgment. Why? Because it sometimes reflects our character, our attitude, okay. If you could see a lot of negative comments or a negative post, then I, as an employer, is going to say that this applicant doesn't manage his or her emotions well, okay. When it comes to multitasking, he tends to be like this or like that, and of course we don't want that to happen, okay. All right, so another one, build a positive online reputation. Recent research also found that recruiters respond to a strong, positive, personal brand online, okay. So if you are going to seek for a job, you need to sell yourself, okay. Just like when you are going to sell something, okay, you advertise that, okay. And when it comes to seeking for a job, you're going to sell yourself in which a way that you're going to tell the positive traits, okay. And sometimes, okay, if employers will have their background check, they're going to see that, then they could say that this one is an organized applicant. He could be on this department, some sort of things like that. So demonstrate your mastery of the environment and showcase your talents, okay. You don't know, you will be discovered, okay. And they could offer you these things which you haven't witnessed before. Okay, so next one is to keep personal info personal. From the word itself, personal, okay? It's not public. So be careful how much personal info you provide on social networking sites. Though, of course, we cannot proceed to to having an account for a social networking site, because they need to know our name and some sort of things like that. But we must limit ourselves. We must know if what we're already sharing is against the Data Privacy Act. Okay, so the more information you post, the easier it may be for someone to use that information to steal your identity, access your data, or commit other crimes such as stalking. You know, I have watched a video in which there's this woman who keeps on posting, just posting merely pictures, and then there is this one picture who has her ID on it. So her availability, yes, her personal identity, okay, was exposed. Okay, not necessarily that it was really posted, okay, but there's a part of this picture in which if you're going to zoom in, okay, zoom in, you're going to see the identity, okay. So what happened is that someone has used her credit card online, and then there were personal identity information asked, and she was able, or that hacker was able to be successful at his goal of stealing the data, the identity, okay, of that woman concerned. So we must be very careful. Okay, next, protect your computer. Of course, okay. Security start with protecting your computer. Install antivirus software. Keep your operating system, web browser, and other software current. Okay. So know what action to take, of course. Alright. Okay. If you are having someone who is threatening you, remove them from your friends, block them, report them. Alright. So those functions are made, of course, to serve their corresponding functions. Okay. Next, use strong passwords. Okay. So our password depends on the social networking site. Okay, has this standard of strength. Okay. So but it's very good if there will be at least 8 characters long and consists of some combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Okay. All right. So we have the last one. Be cautious on social networking sites. Okay. So even links that look they come from friends can sometimes contain harmful software or be part of a phishing attack. If you are at all suspicious, don't click it. Okay. For those promos that you could see, okay, and then if you're going to think about it, okay, how will this mall give a promo when in fact I don't go to that one, okay. So if you're already suspicious, don't proceed, okay. So contact your friend to verify the validity of the link first. So sometimes, okay, of course, no, not sometimes, but most of the time, okay, most of the time you receive these links, okay, phishing attacks coming from your friends, okay. If that happens, you contact the friend who sent that, and then you verify, did you send this one, okay, because most of the time it happened and the sender doesn't know, okay. So that's the time that they are already having this hacks and everything, okay. So make sure that you are always safe when it comes to using your social networking sites. All right. Okay, so I think that's the last. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, I hope that I was able to tackle the topics I mentioned a while ago. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope to see you on our next video. Goodbye.